gebe die Vizepräsidenten Herrn Lechner die Training gemeinsam runter. 3, 2, 1, go!
Good evening, basketball fans. Welcome to the north of Germany here in the city of Hamburg for the 2025 FIBA Women's EuroBasket Game Day 2, a Group D fixture, as Sweden will take on Great Britain. Well, both teams coming off the back of two very disappointing defeats, in which now one of them will pick up the first victory. The later game going on this evening, we'll see Spain take on the host Germany, as those two, one of them will remain undefeated. Well, here are your standings in Group D. We saw it yesterday, the group of death, 4 very good teams. And at the moment, Spain, through the points difference, do remain top of the group. Well, again, hello, everybody. I'm Josh Bett alongside Azania student. Azania, this is now the 3rd time these two teams have met. If you take into consideration the 2 games they've met in the qualifiers, Sweden haven't lost to Great Britain since.
Yeah, and definitely. And they played each other in the qualifiers. Like you said, that's back. The first game was November 2023. Sweden won by 2 points, and then in 24 in November in the qualifiers they won by 3. So this game is going to be super close. It's going to be fine margins. It's going to be the 1%ers who's willing to dive on the floor, execute, and sacrifice their body ultimately to get this win.
Well, I think the thing with Great Britain tonight is going to be the big 3. We've already talked about Savannah Wilson, Holly Winsman, and Temi Fag-Bentley now coming out to the lineup. You know, Great Britain played a very inspiring second half against Spain yesterday. And when you speak to Coach Montagnana in the post-game press conference, she said, take away that second quarter, we could have come out much, much different at the end of the game.
You know, and they would be so disappointed. I think both teams, GB and Sweden, played a really, a tough first half, and then they bounced back. GB were going to want to do that again today. They turned over the ball way too many times, 26 times yesterday's game. That's something they're going to want to fine-tune and clean up.
Well, Sweden, on the other hand, I mean, they are just such a tough basketball team. They did not fall easily to Germany. I think the most they went down was 18 points, yeah, so between 15 and 20, but they just kept making run after run. You know, Frida Elderbrink, and not to mention Clara Lucas, as we said. But this team, they seem to work so well around the back 2, as we mentioned.
Absolutely, and the thing is, they're going to work to the last second. This team dug their heels in. Even though they lost, they managed to, bring back the score within 13, and they went on that nice little run and actually won the 3rd quarter. So for them as well, they're going to want to improve. And like we said, this game is super important. Who can keep their women's EuroBasket dream alive?
Well, there you have it. Both teams have been introduced, but now, basketball fans, it's time to pay respect and homage. We ask you kindly, if you're able to do so, stand for the national anthems of these 2 wonderful countries, of both Sweden and Great Britain. Time for the national anthems.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're able, please stand up. We invite you to stand for the national anthem of Great Britain. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're able, please remain standing for the national anthem.
always my favorite part of international basketball. Sing your national anthem loud and proud as both teams will meet in the middle. And the last handshake, like you said, these teams know each other very well.
Well, we'll get onto that very soon, but again, we welcome everybody watching live the 2025 FIBA Women's EuroBasket. And as mentioned, it's such a magnificent moment, such a beautiful time in international basketball to embrace and represent national teams. And right now, it's here in the Women's EuroBasket. Well, very soon, we're going to introduce 4 very important people for tonight's game. That will be our 1 commissioner and technical delegate, along with our 3 referees. And as fans now are enjoying the occasion, we're very proud to say we have 3 of the very finest referees in world basketball. There they are. From Poland, Dariusz Zapolski. From Chorvatska, Croatia, Jelena Tomic. And from France, we have Monsieur Alexandre Demont. Our commissioner and technical delegate for tonight's game, Nabila Dekish. So again, another big thank you. Well, Z, we're going to get, soon to looking at the starting lineups of these 2 teams. And I think the one thing you got to probably anticipate from both of them is to improve both the first and second quarters, which they did stumble on yesterday. And I guess we will begin with Great Britain. Temi Fagbenle, no doubt she's going to be the force inside for them, but they're going to need something bigger from Holly Winterberg. Remember, 2024 FIBA Women's Euro Cup champion with the London Lions. Well, Catriona Henderson will be in the lineup along with Savannah Wilson, who I thought was phenomenal, keeping Spain off the offensive rebounds. But Temi Fagbenle, Shanice Beckford-Norton, and their other former London Lions teammate, Holly Winterberg.
Yeah, I think that's their solid 5. They know each other very, very well. Here's Temi Fagbenle, 14 points, 8 rebounds, and also those 2 steals. Just 60% from the floor, so efficient. I think they could probably get her a couple more looks. Only, well, it says 10 there. My stat says, that says 9. I think they could get her in a little bit more of their offense, a couple more touches.
Once a FIBA Women's EuroLeague champion, and of course a legendary coach, not only within Spain, Great Britain, but now within the international circuit. And she said yesterday in the post-game press conference, change that second quarter, it's a different game. But now let's focus our attention to Sverige, or Sweden, as we know them internationally. And of course, Frida Eldebrink and Clara Lundqvist. I don't think they will not be in the starting line. For sure they will be, absolutely. Natalie Fontaine, who did have 7 points yesterday. Louise Halverson and Vani Vadling, the blockmaster.
Oh,
she was big yesterday.
Yeah, she was massive, and she did not start, so she's moved into the starting lineup, and no doubt that was because of those 4 blocks she had. This lady right here is just a juggernaut. She's the engine of the Swedish team. 17 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists. Her efficiency is off the chart. She's 3rd in scoring in the qualifiers, but you know what I mean? She gets to the rim, she puts her head down. Frida Eldebrink also really good minutes. She's playing tough. She had 22 points as well. Lit up the 3-point line in that second half. That definitely helped their push in that loss versus Germany.
Well, our official sponsor, the Tissot Countdown to Tip-Off, is underway. We're now under a minute from going. Of course, he's one of the youngest coaches in international basketball. And my word, does he have a very good team. Kevin Taylor Lundgren, because he knew yesterday that the team played well, but they could have done better. And I think he was setting the expectations not only for himself, but his team collectively. And I imagine he knows Great Britain, they're no walk in the park. They may have beaten them by 3 and by 2 points in the 2 games in the qualifiers, but at this point, see, it doesn't really become about X's and O's.
No.
Now it becomes about execution.
Well, I think also they're going to be worried about the post player. Sheridine Green, she was incredible in that second half, really got herself going down low. Obviously, Temi and Wilkinson, they scored 42 points in the paint, Great Britain, where Sweden only 22 points in the paint. Obviously, they spread the floor really well, shoot the 3, but they're going to have to figure out a way how to stop Great Britain's post players. They are elite, they're top level, and they're playing very well.
Neither of these 2 teams have won a FIBA Women's EuroBasket. For that matter, they've never won a medal. Great Britain came very close in 2019, losing to France in the semifinals, and then a very heartbreaking defeat in the bronze medal against Serbia. And while Sweden may have won both games against them in the qualifiers, now we're here on the big stage. 2025 FIBA Women's EuroBasket. Both teams in search for their first victory. Well, Temi Fagbenle will jump this one. Of course, it's going to be an exciting, exhilarating matchup. Well, there you have it. Sweden do have first possession. Eldebrink. their leading scorers yesterday along with Lundqvist. Henderson now matching up here with Lundqvist. This is going to be a tough defensive matchup. Oh, there you go from Wadling. Pick and pop. Can't get it. Already Sweden, well, not quite coming up with it, but showing that tenacity, Zania, fighting for offensive boards.
Yeah, they do a wonderful job on the glass, especially on the defensive end. Multiple players, 3-4 players crash the boards. So here's Great Britain's first offensive play.
Well, nice work by Holly Winterburn. The thing I like about Winterburn, especially when she played, you know, when you were teammates at London Lions, she's not afraid to take anybody in an isolation situation.
No, absolutely. She's coming off a elbow surgery, so not fully at her as Temi Fagbenle.
I saw a bit of a Zania Stewart on that move. The spin to the baseline. Quick thinking by Fagbenle.
And already we spoke about Fagbenle's efficiency, touch around the basket. She's on the board early.
You don't want to leave Lucas wide open, and that is why she will light it up. She took a bit of time yesterday, but she did get going in the fourth quarter. We'll see coming down. Fagbenle finding Shanice Beckford-Norton. Now Winterburn wants to work the screen here. Beckford-Norton passed up a few threes yesterday, unable to finish. Now the ball didn't touch the rim. Time winding down here for Winterburn. Beckford-Norton's got to go for another three. This one's up, and no problem this time.
Good job from Shanice Beckford-Norton. Missed the first, but you gotta keep going. With the clock running down, had to put it up.
And she's got to have that confidence in a three-point shot. We know she's a very consistent mid-range shooter, but she's got to be able to keep taking those if she's wide open. As Elderbrink curls the screen and finishes inside the paint.
Big energy from Elderbrink. So the two big punches for Sweden have scored.
Finding Wilkerson. Wilkerson trying to bang in the paint. Beckford-Norton made a last three, goes to another one, and well, we talked about confidence. Now she's 2 out of 3 from the three-point line.
Yeah. Good job from her shooting in rhythm.
Good take back. Get it rejected. Fagbenle becoming GB's insurance policy. Now Winterburn. Nowhere to go here. Wilson has a mismatch here in the paint. Got to go up with it. He's up for a tough one. Can't finish. Good defense. Sweden trailing by 3 points early due to the three-point shooting of Shanice Beckford-Norton. That's where they like to play. Lundqvist on a bull screen. Now using another one. Thompson's got a seal-off. Wilson comes in for the help side. Good rotation. Almost expiring the shot clock. Lundqvist has got to ISO. Lundqvist and a foul. No, 24-second violation.
Really good defensive stop there from Great Britain. Good rotation from Savannah. That's the block there. Lovely timing in the air. Swats it from Fagbenle.
GB now trying to get into a half-court set. Beckford-Norton now looking to attack. Has 6 points. Good look for her, but unable to finish. That's usually the kind of shot you're going to see from Shanice Beckford-Norton.
Yeah, that mid-range.
Fontaine actually does have family in the United Kingdom, so many will be watching back home.
She does. She lives close to me, actually.
Oh, nice little seal-off. Oh, it's a good look. Sweden unable to finish. The rim protection by Fagbenle, making it impossible. Now Winterburn, nice give and go. Finds Wilkerson, goes in. Wow. Defensive presence, but GB come up with an offensive rebound.
Offensive rebounding was really good for GB yesterday, even though they struggled at times.
Well, Holly Winterburn's got to put up from no man's land. Another three-pointer, third one in the first quarter for GB.
Well, that's tough from Sweden because, you know, played a good 19, 20 seconds of defense, and then Holly just knocks that down.
Lucas now bumps. Tries to make contact. Great Britain come up with it. They got numbers. Wilkerson to her left. Gives this one up, and another. Oh no, they've caught a foul. Well, Wadley, remember yesterday she had 4 blocks.
Oh, yeah. She did have 4 blocks. That one, Savannah Wilkerson, she attacks her, gets in her body. Here's the long range 3 with the time running out. It's a good start from Great Britain, where yesterday a little bit slower out of the gates. So that's 2 fouls. fouls for her.
That is a problem for Vani Vadling because, you know, where she became so imperative in the second half against Germany was that defensive presence, doing all the intangibles for Sweden that, you know, took a lot of pressure off Lundqvist and Eldebrink.
Yeah, she was great. In her 26 minutes, she had those 6 points and 8 rebounds as well, and 4 assists. She just did all the dirty work. And you need a player like that, you know, stays in their lane, knows their role, and plays it well. So upsetting for her to have 2 fouls. Sure, we'll see her in this first quarter.
7-point lead currently here to Great Britain. Lucas now finds it open. Attacks goes in.
Beautiful.
She's so explosive, so deadly quick.
Crosses over, rejects the screen, gets downhill. That's elite work.
Witzberg now trying to find Fagbenley. Fagbenley pop fix. This is good defense. It's going to be an unforced turnover and a backcourt violation. Good defense by Sweden.
And those are the turnovers that were costly for Great Britain yesterday. See, a bit different. Spain really smothered them. Their hands were active.
Well, Gustafsson coming into the game. Natalie Fontaine going out of the game. Probably where she is going to come very big in this game. Fontaine is the 3-point shooting. Well, good anticipation. It's now Beckford Norton goes behind the back. Well, gives this one up, finds Henderson. Another foul committed, so another trip to the free throw line. Now, question I have for you is, you've been in this situation time and time again, whether it be a playoff series or a final in any of the leagues you played in. How tough is it to go up against a team that you've seen so many times? You know everything about, they know everything about you.
Yeah, it is difficult. It's also difficult to beat. This is lovely from Shanice Beckford Norton, pushing the pace. It's tough to beat a team 3 times. So yes, Sweden has beaten Great Britain and they'll feel confident from that, but it's a whole new day, you know. They know that those games were, what, a 2-point game and a 3-point game?
Yep.
It's going to be really close. I do like the intensity and the pace that Great Britain is are playing at, you know, causing turnovers and then getting out in transition.
Nice little take in the paints. They want to put Fagbenley into foul trouble. Nice little dish off, and again, beautiful basketball by Sweden. Neatly tucked away by Ellen Nyström.
Nyström, lovely. That nice little baseline cut and reverse.
Sweden patiently trying to build their identity in this game. Henderson just lost control of that one. But the right idea, though, trying to kick it out to Wilkinson. It's good movement from Great Britain, but a double change coming into the game. Now, here's a player who really did make a change in the second half, and that is Sheridan Green. She's coming into the game with Sam Ashby, who did have a very good shooting night from the perimeter. Yeah,
Sheridan Green was huge in that second half, wasn't she? Got 12 points, she was 5 from 7 from the floor, but just was tough, she's strong. She's coming back from injury and back into full health, and just was incredible down low, so early subbing for her.
I just wonder at some point in this game, will Great Britain display that 2-3 zone defense they did against Spain, and how will Sweden be able to break it down? Eldebrink now going off a quick screen. Alverson trying to get a post up, but struggling here. A foul's gonna be called, so free throws coming up for Sweden now.
It's a good drive, get in the middle, get the shot up. Henderson was great too yesterday. Really, also not only her scoring, she had those 14 points, but her rebounding. She had 6 rebounds. She kind of sneaks in there and you know, grabs some good, solid rebounds.
Well, Lovisa Hjörn at the free throw line, currently playing in Poland for Wrocław.
Yeah, this is her first EuroBasket for Sweden. Goes 1 for 2 at the free throw line. And free throws are going to be super important in this game.
There's
Coach
Lisa Tomaitis, head coach of Germany, no doubt scouting her next opponents. After the game she's going to play tonight, they'll have a day off tomorrow, but their next game will be Great Britain.
Nothing like a live scout, Josh.
Oh, you got to love it.
Yeah.
It was great to hear what all the coaches and players have to say. Oh, legal screen's going to be called against Green. So Sweden only trailing by 2 possessions, and now a chance to chip in. Let's have a look here. It's the right call. Well, you may disagree, or you...
This is a tough call, but referees have been calling it So you've got to get, probably just her feet were set. It was her hand movements that just kind of shoved off.
The timing of setting a screen, especially at this level. Elderbrink now going off a hot screen. Good rebound by Wilkinson, but unable to control it. Sweden will retain this under their basket. That's tough for Savannah Wilkinson because she's worked so hard to prevent an offensive rebound, but unfortunately does turn it over.
Yeah. Here's this zone now on an out of bounds.
Elderbrink got it by Ashby. Sweden looking to cut it down to one possession. Maybe a 1-point deficit if they make this three. And it's a 3-point foul. So it's going to be 3 free throws coming up for Helen Nyström.
Yeah, that's 2 mistakes from Savannah Wilkinson. They're going to sub her out. Obviously mishandled that rebound, and then this foul here on Nyström just took out her landing space.
Well, she was phenomenal in the first and second quarter against Spain yesterday. She's going to have to go to the bench, unfortunately, but the good thing for Great Britain, they do have Temi Fak-Bentley into the lineup. Well, Ellen Nyström currently at the free throw line. Season played in Spain with Cafedemon Zaragoza. Of course, one of the ways Sweden did start to, you know, build momentum in that big game against Germany yesterday was actually from the charity stripe.
Yeah.
With their backcourt, they are just so quick. They know how to break down any collective defense.
Yeah, and that was what was working for them, right? They weren't hitting shots in that first half, but what they kept doing was being aggressive, getting to the rim, and causing fouls.
Fak-Bentley trying to post up. Winterbutt now heavily defended. Pulls up for 15. Reed trying to battle for the rebound, but great work by Jonsson.
This is the first minutes in this EuroBasket.
3:15 to go here in the first quarter. Sweden can't take the lead. They've trailed by as many as 7. Elderbrink 3 fires. With a great offensive rebound, Sweden can't capitalize, but Fak-Bentley prevents it.
Nyström with the foul to stop the transition. It's her first foul. Ashby here.
And that's going to be the 4th and final team foul. So with 3:01 to go, Great Britain does have 1 foul to give.
Okay. Yeah, so if I'm Great Britain, I'm getting to the rack.
Winterbutt going off another screen. Oh, good pass by Green. Fak-Bentley unable to finish on the left hand. But Coach Montagnana applauding the effort from her players. Nice pump fake, pulls in the key, and still can't give Sweden the lead. Well, Holly Winterbutt again, playing point forward here for Great Britain. Fak-Bentley goes down to Sheridan Green. Posts up, found, Zania. That is where she was lethal yesterday against Spain. Every post entry, it's the old school back to the basket post up. And if she doesn't make it, they have no choice but to foul her.
I love you call it old school, traditional post player. And, you know, obviously the game has evolved where your post player can spread the floor and able to shoot the 3, but Sheridan Green, tough down low, physical. What I like about her is she works early. You know, she gets in great position to then she can just catch and turn and score. So she'll go to the line for 2.
Hannah Jump subbing into the game. Remember, NCAA champion is Stanford in 2021. And the last time she played against Sweden in the qualifiers, she was 4 out of 8 from the 3-point line.
Oh yeah, known as a 3-point threat, you know, can shoot the ball so well.
Especially with this very, active backcourt, Elderbrink, Lundqvist. They're going to really put pressure on the guards for Great Britain. And sometimes you might feel that, throw it in the paint. There's going to be so much room to work.
Great point.
Sweden, very uncharacteristic. Over there between Lundqvist and Elderbrink. There's one thing I do like about the Swedish players. Even when they went down double digits against Germany, they never show any signs of panic.
No, at all. I really love it. They work so hard.
Ashby on the perimeter. She had 17 yesterday. Green now, pump face, goes in and still gets it. Nice work by Sheridan Green.
That's a strong, quick move, exactly where she wanted to go. Got there and finished it. Put the ball and defense in the bucket.
Great Britain extending it back to a 5-point lead. Nyström here in the paint. Trying to find Elderbrink. There's a handoff. Elderbrink pulls up off the dribble, and again, veterans play, cool, calm, and collected.
Listen, stops on the dime, Josh. That's elite veteran work.
Well, nice work by Ashby. Makes the penetration, but good defense by Jonsson. And now here comes Sweden. Lucas finds Nyström. Sweden can level things up with a three-pointer. There it is. Lucas goes for another one, unable to finish. Back Bentley secures the rebound. Just over a minute to go here in the first quarter. Bentley catching a tough one, got it by Fontaine. There you go, there's a three-point threat. It's on target. And another offensive rebound. Well, finding Green under the paint, but missing from point-blank range.
There she goes again, diving in there. I told you about her rebounding ability.
Sweden right now just being outfought here by Great Britain. Ashby, she made a few yesterday. And another offensive board. And gets the one. Sheridan Green. I'm telling you, she is possessed to make sure they finally get their first victory, not only at the EuroBasket, but against Sweden.
That's such a good job from her, and coach loves it. But the thing is, when you can shoot, Ashby's getting it on the rim, and you've got such strong rebounders like Green, like Temi Fagbenle, just gives Great Britain an extra chance to get a second possession there.
Great Britain got 3 offensive rebounds in that one possession, I believe. They have 5 in total already here in the first quarter, 12 collectively. Green unable to convert the three-point play. 5-point lead. Both teams still looking for their first victory here in Group D of the 2025 FIBA Women's EuroBasket. Lucas down the middle. Nice dash. Elderbrink will go for a 3. It's a good look for her. Oh, good fight, but it's going to be a jump ball call. Great ball. Coach Montanyana infuriated there.
That was quite a quick whistle, but it is Great Britain's possession arrow.
Well, Kirsty Brown subbing into the game as Sheridan Green, who's played magnificently so far here in the first quarter. 6 points. Joint leading scorer with Shanice Beckford-Norton. Sweden just need to dig deep on defense. But they find Fagbenle wide open. Now they extend the lead to 7 yet again. Sweden have a second. Fontaine doesn't get it off in time. It won't count, and there you have the end of the first quarter. Great Britain and Sweden in search of their first win of the 2025 FIBA Women's EuroBasket. Even though it's only the first quarter, rebounding is going to be the key talking point for Sweden.
Absolutely, but that nice little quick back screen, so Temi Fagbenle can be wide open to finish that quarter with an easy bucket, putting up Great Britain 22-50. Here's the stats, and 26% from 2 and 50% from 3, really helping Great Britain. 1 from 5 though for Sweden from the three-point strike. But good first quarter for Great Britain. Here are the first quarter best plays.
Well, the no panic mode is going to be not set at all, but here was the only 3 of the quarter from Clara Lucas. Nearly averaged a double-double in the EuroBasket qualifiers, and 2 from Shanice Beckford-Norton. I mean, I don't know if she heard me last night, but I said she's a good three-point shooter. Now playing for Oakland Wolves, formerly the London Lions, but Elderbrink, one of the greatest players you got to imagine here in the EuroBasket.
Oh, incredible. This is, you know, she's been here multiple times. Her 8th EuroBasket for Sweden, so she knows exactly where she needs to be. I had a lovely chat with her last night after the game. I said, when are you going to hang it up, sweetheart? What's going on, you know? And she said, you know what, I still love it. I'm still feeling good, as that's a lovely block there by Temi. And she said, I'm still feeling good. And I said that until, you know, when they stop calling, then you figure out a different way. But she said her body's in a good position and loves what she does, and that's the biggest part here.
Well, there you saw the layup by Ellen Nyström. Came off the bench, played 5 minutes, does have 5 points, 1 rebound and 1 assist. But Anna Montanyana, as mentioned, is probably very relieved. While basketball fans use that QR code and download Courtside 1891. Keep up to date with all the streams, schedules, and scores in the world of international basketball. Use that QR code and download Courtside 1891 today. Sweden do have 3 turnovers here in the first quarter already. Great Britain as well, the same. Remember, Great Britain had 15 at the end of the first half against Spain. Something they'll try to minimize in this game for sure, both teams. Halverson finds Fontaine under the bucket. Jesse Brown trying to stand around here, but not enough. Fontaine, nice move inside the paint.
Really good body control on that spin. And got into Brown's body to give her that space.
Holly Winterburn, Spanish pick and roll here, trying to find Fak Bentley, but well defended. Sweden outnumbered. Nice give up, but again, probably too many passes. Ashby thinks about it. Traveling violation, so make that turnover number 4 for Great Britain.
Probably should have shot it. Disappointing, but good job, Great Britain, getting back in transition defense there, breaking it up with Sweden. That's usually easy money for them.
Sweden only down by 5 points. That'll break. Working heavy ball screen here with Halverson.
Got a mismatch down low, they find it. Yeah, good job.
Nice execution by Sweden, finding Halverson inside the paint. She did get into foul trouble early against Germany. She's done well so far tonight.
Yeah, yesterday, some really tough calls on her where she had to sit on the bench.
Jump curls the screen.
Nice.
It's the first one to go. Nice quick release. Can she replicate that 3-point success in the last game against Sweden? Otterbrink quickly finds Fontaine. While Fak Bentley with a second block of the game. Now Great Britain want to run. By as many as 7 twice. Fak Bentley finds Holly Winterburn. Screen coming for Kersey Brown. Time winding down here. But Winterburn now penetrates. Goes to the step for a little scoop hook. Halverson with a big rebound. Elderbrink can't cut it down to 2 points, but that 3-pointer way off the mark. Nobody was there to crash the board, Z.
No, tough shot from Elderbrink. The defense did go under.
Fak Bentley trying to post up. Halverson just trying to prevent it.
They're just taking too long. Temi's working down low, but Brown isn't coming up.
Well, Holly Winterburn's got to put up a prayer. But now Lucas has time and space, finds Fontaine. She'll go up and she'll cut it back down to a 3-point deficit.
Really nice job from Sweden there. And that's what I'm saying. That's where their money is made in transition. They're so quick.
Great Britain, just a little too long to get into a set. Winterburn finds Brown. Brown penetrates, nowhere to go. Again, time's wanted down. Winterburn's got to go from the logo. Are you kidding me? Holly Winterburn from the EuroBasket logo.
Barely touched the net.
We've seen that a few times at the copper box in the past, but the range is limitless.
Well, she's really bailing them out.
Good hands by Brown. Great Britain lead by 6. Now jump. Not going to go for a quick 3. Fak Bentley doesn't take many 3-pointers. This time she will. I sense a bit of physical and mental fatigue settling in here in the second quarter as Winterburn commits a foul. Double change coming in for Sweden.
Here's the long logo 3 from Holly Winterburn.
That is went over the eye of London. The arc on her 3-point shot, the range is limitless.
Yeah, and really happy for her. Like I said, it's come back from an injury where only the last week or so they've let her start shooting the 3s in training. But clearly, muscle memory is a beautiful thing.
Lucas now penetrates. Foul is going to be called on the ground. It's going to be the second team foul against Great Britain here in the second quarter.
Lundqvist's first step, Josh, is just outstanding. You blink and she's gone.
And that's what makes her so terrifying to defend, because you can't give her any space. She can't create her own shot. She shoots off the dribble, but you get too close, she goes right by you. Out of break, nice backdoor, finds Lucas, misses the layup. But that was a good move, a good build up for Sweden. Any bucket now will give Great Britain their biggest lead, but it ends in a turnover. Sheridan Green, right idea with Holly Winterburn. Just over 6 minutes to go. Sweden trailing by 6. Both teams losing a little bit of control here in the second quarter.
Maybe also a little bit of fatigue. Remember, you know, Lundqvist Quest, as a foul's been called. She played 38 minutes yesterday. It's less than 24 hours to recover. That's super tough for any athlete to play at this high level. And both had tough games and then have to come back here this evening.
Foul is on Sheridan Green. That's a second personal foul, and another. Now this turnover here by Sweden, but can Great Britain capitalize? Still in a matchup. Winterburn kicks out, finds Henderson. Who made a last three, goes for another one. That one's not going to go. But Shanice Beckford-Norton battles, and she's going to be called for the foul here. That will be a first personal, Great Britain's last team foul.
Yeah, just kind of dived in there, and just because that hand swang back. Got to go for it.
Well, it's great work by Ivani Vadlin, just securing control of it and drawing that foul, because now the good thing for Sweden, any more fouls coming from Great Britain, Sweden will go to the free throw line.
And there's still a long time to go, just over 5 minutes.
Lucas made one. Now she's 1 out of 3. Beckford-Norton wants to run. Trying to be more clinical, more efficient. Winterburn, one-legged floater now, giving them the biggest lead of the game. And a timeout is going to be called by Sweden.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, Winterburn in a lovely groove. That's a beautiful floater. Shanice Beckford-Norton pushing it in transition. This is a different GB team than we saw than yesterday. Really clamping down on the defensive end and then pushing it. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, well, first of all, use that QR code to download Courtside 1891 to get the best streams, schedules, and scores in the international world of basketball. Let's listen now to this timeout.
Offensiv, behöver komma till paint någon gång till. Okej? Att de går under, redo att rescreena. Helt okej att skjuta. När vi fått dem att spela lite. Men nu ser vi på en bra paint touch innan. Bra, första så här. Vi går 5 ner igen. Okej? 5 ner. Frida här. Men, okej? Så nu är vi klara. Okej? 5 ner för klara. Okej? Så pass, flickback. Ellen kommer gå backdoor. Lolo hämtar ner.
And see, the question I have here at the moment is, we know Sweden like to run everything through Lucas, also through Elderbrink.
Yeah.
And maybe there's a bit of fatigue. As we mentioned, these two teams did play yesterday. It's a quick turnaround. But what do you have to do to mix it up to try and build more rhythm in your offense? I mean, 6 turnovers already here in the first half.
Well, I think, you know, that's where they're great. And here's Holly Winterburn, long three, where that's how they play. That's their style. They love to get out and push. Maybe need to find a post presence inside, or get it inside, then kick it out and hit the three.
I personally felt the most effective player for those two to kind of relieve a little bit of pressure was Natalie Fontaine, but she is on the bench at the moment. Lucas now curls the screen. No stopping her. 7 points already here in the first half.
Yeah, that's really tough. And why it's hard is because she's got that curl action that gets the defense trailing her behind.
Great Britain again, running through Winterburn. Wilkinson back in the lineup. Now for 15, can't get it.
Really good job from Sweden there, packing in the paint.
Lucas feels like a pass-first point guard, but you know she has the ability to take over a game if she wants. And there you have it, 15 foul, and number 2 and number 3 against Henderson.
Well, the thing is because she's so, that's her third.
That's her third, yeah.
Yeah, and they're gonna have to sub her out. Just that little fake gets the defense off. But when you're guarding a player of her speed, of her caliber, you've actually got to get a step off of her. Use your length of your hand to, you know, deter her from shooting. But you would rather her shoot than get downhill. That's where she's, you know, she's killed this tournament and killed the qualifiers in GB. You know, she scored, what was it, 22 in the qualifiers, and last night she was absolutely balling too.
She was 7 out of 8 from the free throw line last night.
Yes, 17 points last night.
Now indeed cutting it down to a 2-possession ball game. Beckford Norton now guarded by Lucas. Bundling trying to match up, and you would imagine Winterburn would probably fancy this matchup. Winterburn penetrates. Nobody crashing apart from Wilkerson. Sweden can't cut it down to 2.
Nobody's stopping the ball.
Lucas pulls up and an easy invitation. Oh,
Yeah.
Timeout has been called by Montagnana.
Lundqvist, good decision there. Nobody stops the ball. She dribbles over half, stops right there in the paint. Little put up and forces GB into a timeout.
Well, she's now the first player to go into double digits, and I just wonder what will be the message from Coach Montagnana to her players here at the moment. They led by as many as 8, but it's only a 2-point lead for Great Britain.
Demi, Sab, Shanice, Oli, you screen, you get the ball here. Savannah.
She is too much of a pass-first point guard because, she's a floor general, but she has that ability through her exhilarating pace to really turn the game over on her own terms.
Absolutely, and really controls the pace. Like I said, she is the engine. She played 38 minutes last night and doesn't look like she's skipping a beat in this game.
Great Britain hang on to this lead they have. Beckford Norton drawing the first foul of the second quarter against Sweden. It's on Lovisa Jörn.
That's their first foul, huh? Okay.
Many coaches would probably argue not been tough enough if you haven't picked up the foul, but they're only within 2 points. Winterburn, nice pass, finds Fag Bentley and finishes under intense pressure.
Yeah, you've seen that multiple times between those two. Play domestic together at London Lions and then Besiktas in Turkey, so they have that great connection.
Lucas denies the screen, goes to South, misses. Great Britain can have numbers if they push. Tries to find Fag Bentley. He's able to keep this one in bounds. Nice transition defense by Sweden. Just over 3 minutes here in the second quarter. Winterburn trying to work the screen. Finds Rob. She'll fire for 3, can't get it. Goes out of bounds. Good defense. Nice closeout by Ellen Nyström.
Really good closeout. Just enough to put Rob off that 3-point shot. So some subs coming in. Elderbrink, Fontaine for Sweden. And Ashby will come in for Beckford Norton.
Well, Fontaine could be an X factor tonight here for Sweden. Going to match up with Savannah Wilkerson, and Ashby, who had a very good shooting night, especially in the second half against Spain. Sweden down by 4 points. Dribble handoff offense. There's Fontaine in the corner, and what I tell you, if she gets going, see, it could be a problem for Great Britain.
Yeah, massive. The way she's able to spread the floor last night, kind of found herself in a 5 position as there was some foul trouble with Sweden. It's good for her.
Back Bentley, quick feed. Finds Wilkerson. Ashby wide open, three is up, no good. A good fight here from Rob. Diving on the floor. The jump ball is called, the possession arrow will go, and Coach Montignan is arguing that should have been a foul call, but that's a tough one. Let's have a look at the replay here.
Really good job from Hannah Robb. That's what she's known for this team. Just scrappy play. Usually has knee pads on, so clearly gone away from that, but most of the time she's on the floor, sacrificing her body and knees to get that extra possession. So Ashby will come out. 0.4, got to let it go.
Wilson gets it off in time, but can't get it. And now Sweden can take the lead. Lucas has been the player to deal with at the moment. Patient passing here from Sweden. Foul has been called. It's another trip to the free throw line.
Well, Great Britain's going under the screen. And then it's unfortunate for Rob to get the foul because she had the help defense behind, rotating.
I think I would probably point out a difference in the backcourts of these two teams. I feel like Sweden's slightly a little bit more patient to allow post players to get that seal off and cement possession, whereas I feel if Great Britain had that same patience, they'd get a little bit more inside the paint with Temi Fagbenle.
Yeah, just that split second more, but you know, credit to Sweden. They know that's where they want to go, so they're clogging up the paint and the passing lane.
All leveled up, 31 apiece, under 2 minutes. Now they find Fagbenle. Congestion here in GB's offense. Final seconds. Gonna take this one. Pump fakes, gets it off in time. And a foul has been called by Wilson, and it's gonna be a trip to the free throw line here for Sweden.
This is really good defense from Sweden. Multiple possessions now, really forcing Great Britain to take ugly shots, and then they're crashing the boards. That's one thing I must take my hat off to Sweden last night against Germany. Multiple bodies crash the boards and get rebounds. So 2 fouls on Savannah Wilkinson.
5th trip to the free throw line here in the first half of Sweden. Currently 7 out of 9. The first trip was Ellen Nyström's 3-point attempt. There is a rare solar eclipse. Wow, Lucas missing a free throw. Should have missed one yesterday. Oh, missing both. Well.
Do you believe in commentators' curse on it?
It's like the unthinkable.
And
the unimaginable.
Now that I'm on this side of the basket, I do believe in commentators' curse.
I think I curse everything. Well, Sweden trying to prevent a post entry. In fact, Fagbenle, you can see Fagbenle saying to Winterburn, give it to Savannah, and then let me cement position again. But I like what Winterburn's doing, though. I like.
Oh, it was Rob there. They should have swung it on.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, it's fine. Should have swung it on because the defense is paying so much attention to Fagbenle.
Winterburn curls the screen. Little teardrop. Nice move, but unable to finish. And now Sweden can, for the final time, take the lead. Just over a minute. They've had a few opportunities, but have failed to do so. Lucas now penetrates. And an offensive foul's called. Well.
Just need to see that, because Rob was behind. Let's see.
Oh, yeah.
Just a little chicken wing, push off.
Tough move, of course, but a timeout's going to be called. Great Britain all locked in with Sweden at 31 apiece. 1:02 to go here in the first half of the 2025 FIBA Women's EuroBasket. We're live here in Hamburg, Germany. We'll head down to what Coach Montignan has to say.
Consistency in the defensive balance, whatever happens, and we need to try to shoot either spot ups or close to the basket, ¿vale? So they don't run. Bien, let's run. Next one, let's run. Head, ¿vale? Down, head down. See? Head down. You are the one in the corner. Hannah, you bring the ball up. When you pass it to her, or you bring the ball up. You go, and then you go. You get in and you get out. here. So whenever Holly gets the ball, okay, roll long because it's a Spanish. But don't be too close. Run it, okay? Let's go.
I'll see one question I have here in terms of Great Britain's offense. It almost feels like there's a little bit too much congestion in the paint.
Yeah. Yeah, well, also Sweden are packing the paint and then getting out really quickly to shooters. They're doing a really good job. Great Britain, where in the first quarter, they were able to get themselves going in transition where Sweden couldn't get back and, you know, and block up that paint. So those are really important things, but also maybe a bit more movement. I think they're getting a bit stagnant. The ball's sticking for Polly Winterburn a bit too long. Some nice pick and rolls here, lovely. That's better.
It's good execution. They got the three, but unable to finish. And now Sweden, if they go quick enough, they could have a 2-for-1 on the cards. Lundqvist trying to execute that stack screen, Spanish pick and roll. And now we're under 10 here on the shot clock. Finds Fontaine, 4 seconds. Well, Fontaine, that's got to be a hook, surely.
Out of bounds.
Oh, well.
Baseline.
Great Britain will get it back with 4.3 seconds difference between game and shot clock. They'll try to dribble this one down as close as possible. Sweden do have one foul to give. Wilkinson. Bentley was right there.
It's a really tough turnover, but what Sweden are doing really well now, they know Great Britain's offense. Like we said, how do you beat a team 3 times? You know them well, and they've got an up screen or like a back screen on Temi Fagbele at the top of the key, and they're switching that and they're figuring that out really well.
Well, we'll go down to Sweden's bench. Let's see what they have to say. Final possession coming up with 10 seconds.
Klara hämtar, du kommer upp, gör så här, Ek tar in bollen, okay? Natta i det här hörnet, Ek springer in hit, Lullo direkt, downscreen för Frida. Natta, du går igenom samtidigt som det händer, sprintar, ghostar, börjar sätta lite grann, vänder om med en flat, okej? Klara gå, då kommer han ta en switcha, Lullo försöker sätta rätt, samma sak som hon lämnar, slippa emellan, okej? Gå direkt. Vi har...
So on that pass play, I like what Savannah Wilkinson is trying to do in that case, because I think she sees that they're trying to clog and over help against Fagbele.
Yeah. But also give it into Fagbele. Yeah. She's working hard.
Same time, yeah.
Yeah, same time. Just let her have more touches on the base, on the post there. She's incredible down low. Her footwork, her technique, her finishing around the rim. And that's where I felt like they were just a little bit off yesterday, finding her in her places where she's successful. Last couple of seconds here.
Final play coming up. Lundqvist has to attack. Kicks out. Fontaine doesn't get it off in time. Good defense by Great Britain, and nothing separates these two teams as we head into the halftime break. Well, we are live here in Hamburg, Germany. This is the 2025 FIBA Women's EuroBasket, the 40th edition of this historic competition. And so far, great start for Great Britain, but a magnificent second quarter by Sweden.
Yeah, exactly that. GB won that first quarter 22-15, and then Sweden comes back 16-9. There's the stats. Sweden doing a lovely job around the rim, 9 from 19, 47%, getting to the free throw line as well. Rebounding game very even, but the assists for Great Britain, 12 pretty assists. The turnovers pretty even as well. Lundqvist with 11, and Winterburn with those 8 points green. And Beckford Norton, who had 0 yesterday, comes out, bangs 2 threes for those 6 points.
Well, Sweden have only taken 8 3-pointers. They converted 2 of them. Great Britain, on the other hand, they've attempted 15 and made 4. They have much more volume 3-point shooting team. But you look at the head-to-head here. I mean, 7 assists, 5 rebounds away from a triple-double. That is the kind of player Clara Lucas is.
Yeah, honestly, I've really enjoyed her style of play. Yet again, still playing a lot of minutes. Has played just under 18 minutes in that first half. Like I said, she's played 38 from last night, and she hasn't dropped off. Second quarter, best plays. A bit more of Sweden this time. This is a nice post move from Fontaine, really dominating and getting where she wanted.
Well, Fontaine's second leading scorer at the moment here for Sweden with 7 points. But as it stands, Lucas is the only player in double figures, and when you play at this pace, that was the assist finding Fontaine. I'd say she's probably, maybe if not the quickest player in this tournament.
I think she is. I think she's the quickest player in this tournament. This was a logo 3 from Holly Winterburn, but you know, great for her to make that. But there's been multiple possessions though. Sweden have done a good job on the defensive end, having to push Great Britain to shoot those kind of long threes, and we've seen a couple air balls, and they've done a good job.
Well, Sheridan Green had a magnificent first quarter. Here's another take by Lucas, and if you look at the moment, it's actually Holly Winterburn. Much better improvement since yesterday. She's got 8 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists, nearly triple-double numbers herself. But I think the key for Great Britain, you've got to learn how to contain this lady. She is simply amazing.
Well, there's nothing new, you know. She did her damage in the qualifiers, did her damage last night. So they've got to figure out a way how to slow her down. I don't know if that's possible, but we'll see in the second half.
Well, it has been an exciting half. Nothing separated these two teams. And if you are just joining us, like both Z and I have said, it's the 3rd time they've played. They played twice in the qualifiers. Great Britain's never won. But it is halftime. We'll take a short break, and we'll be back in 12 minutes.
Education, health, justice. We sometimes take these simple things for granted. They're not common for all of us. We are all born on the same planet, but not with the same opportunities.
Whatever our gender, color, belief, or capability, we are one. We are all on the same team. Let's convince those who never thought they would do it that they can. We can. Together, we are stronger. No matter your origin, basketball can bring everyone together. Basketball for good.
Harassed by Katanich. Throws up a prayer. Oh, you are kidding me! How did your skater get that one to go?
Another chance, and Schwartz gets blocked. And McGowan not able to keep her feet in bounds.
By 15, Bilka fakes the pass and 1, and she'll go to the free throw line.
Really good job. A nice little fake.
Double. And it's going to be France if he gets the last chance. SDA bounce pass, Lacan, and what about that? Right at the end. Excellent play by France. 4 by Greece.
Oh, it's cut away there by Kovacevic. She's had a hot start to this game. Oh, denied by Stupalova.
Three-pointer. And the rebound. Oh, are you kidding me? The offensive rebound and put back by Schwartz. What a sequence.
Rebound falls kindly into the hands of Siniskaita, but she throws it away. Nogic reads the passing lane well. Anderson is there and will get the score. An early 4-point lead for Serbia.
Where the energy starts, as we always say. The behind the back pass, the corner three.
Penetration by Henderson. Great Britain, I believe 1 for 9. 10 to the perimeter at the moment. But again, Puello goes quickly. I think Great Britain's transition defense needs a little bit more motivation because they're giving up way too much.
Lovely touchdown pass from Ortiz, full court.
Van Loo trying to find a way through. Oh my God! Emma Messerman's on the board.
It's a super pass. I was looking the other way. She faked me from here.
Sensational. It is a pleasure to watch.
That is unbelievable. These guys will be legends in their own countries, but also in the international basketball world.
Jede zweite Pizza. Bestell jetzt unser heißes Angebot. Heiß geliefert, direkt zu dir. Domino's ist nicht normal.
Well, welcome back, basketball fans, live here in the city of Hamburg for the 2025 FIBA Women's EuroBasket Game Day 2, a Group D fixture where it's all leveled 31 apiece between Great Britain and Sweden. Well, we'll take a look at some of the key players to look out for. As we mentioned, Holly Winterburn leading the way here for Great Britain with 8 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists, and that was the three-pointer from the logo. But a bit of a quiet second quarter for Great Britain, really struggled to break down Sweden's defense.
Yeah, I thought defensively Sweden just stepped it up. They knew exactly what they wanted to do. Obviously, the big 1-2 punch is Holly Winterburn, is Temi Fagbenle. So a lot of attention goes to them. So they're clogging up the paint, making it difficult for Great Britain to get something going in the paint. Like I said, points in the paint yesterday for Great Britain was 42 points comes from the paint. They know exactly where a lot of their scoring comes from. Top scorer for Sweden.
Well, the 25-year-old Clara Lucas, who spent last season playing in Spain with Girona. Of course, it does say that she's going to be heading to the WNBA to play with the Phoenix Mercury, but currently now here in the FIBA Women's EuroBasket, 11 points in this game. I mean, she's a team player. She's a floor general. She gets players to where they need to be. But in this case, I think she's really figured out that she needs to step up and take things into her own hands.
I really do think so. I think there's moments that she maybe passes a bit too much, but she is a great point guard. Her efficiency is, you know, off the charts. I love this for her, where the defense doesn't pick her up, just comes straight down and shoot that thing. Is amazing. Not only can she score, she's a great rebounder, Josh. Finding herself there. There's 11 points, there's her shot chart. A great rebounder, wonderful assists, and really a big part of the success of their comeback here.
You mentioned being a magnificent rebounder. She was 3 assists shy of a triple-double last night against Germany. She finished with 17 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists. But
yeah,
see, I
she
think
already has 5. She has 5 rebounds already and 3 assists right now.
But I think that the terrifying part about her, if you're defending her, she's just so explosive in transition. She gets from one end of the floor to the other in supersonic speed.
Well, what Sweden does really well is they set little screens, little brush screens for her. So she makes the defense have to, are we going to switch? Are we going to go under? Are we going to fight through it? Her constant movement, and obviously that's a plus for them. That's what they want to go to. So they always do that, kind of get that running screen where she's got that head of steam and gets to the rim so well.
Now, of course, we mentioned yesterday, you know, what a magnificent performance it was from Vani Vadling, number 51, who did have 8 rebounds, 6 points, but it became the block party. She was the block master. They started her today. And of course, offensively, that's not what she's known for this team. But the one player who really has stepped up here in this game, this young lady here, she's been magnificent. Natalie Fontaine, 7 points. And for me, she's only taken 4 threes tonight. but if she can find a bit more consistency, getting more confidence in that three-point shot, this could very well be Sweden's third victory against Great Britain, including the qualifiers.
Yeah, you spoke about her, you know, she had 7 points in that Germany game, was able to spread the floor, only hit 1 3, but, you know, got up 4, and it's important. And I remember I played with, it was actually Holly Winterburn, and she was going, you know, she felt away, oh, my shot isn't dropping. And I said to her, Josh, I said, if you don't miss, how do I get my double-double? How do I get my rebounds? How do I score? You know, I need you to shoot the ball in rhythm and in the play, so then your post players can then go ahead and get the rebound. That's what's happening. We've seen Sheridan Green get a tough rebound and one. When you shoot in rhythm and, you know, the rest of your team knows what's going to happen, that's the same for Fontaine. She's got to spread the floor and she's got to shoot those shots, make or miss.
Well, the fans have made the journey from beautiful Scandinavia all the way here to the northern. I mean, this city's magnificent. It's been a great host venue for one of the group stages of the 2025 FIBA EuroBasket for women. But yeah, I think one thing they'll be expecting, a three-point cookout in the second half and really, you know, bring the northern lights here to Germany.
Sweden, I was there actually a couple of weeks ago. Such a lovely country, clean, polite, great culture there. So, of course, the fans have traveled to support the ladies to try and get this win. And this is a crucial win for both these teams. Can they keep their, you know, their hopes alive in this tournament? Because whoever takes this second loss is, you know, is going to be out. And we've already got some qualifiers already in Group B. France has got 2 wins. They beat Turkey and Greece in game day 1 and 2. They've got their day off. And then also Italy is qualified through. They beat Serbia and Slovenia, and also Lithuania. So some teams already getting through to the final stages. And we'll see this evening, Germany versus Spain. I mean, that's a juicy one. Can't wait for that. Whoever wins that tops the table of this difficult group.
Well, remember, a victory for either team tonight wouldn't necessarily mean they would qualify for the next round. All it would mean for the loser, it would make the task very, very difficult indeed, because then they'd have to see how results go between Germany and Spain. Great Britain just only coming out of the changing room. They actually have just over 90 seconds to get ready, so no warm-up for them. Interesting. Very interesting. Clearly wanted a longer tour. Sometimes that's good, sometimes it's bad. I feel like you need to get the body going. They came out the gates really well. They have a long warm-up now, Josh. When I was playing, I liked a nice, you know, 40 minutes, 50 minutes at the most. Now they're out here 2 hours before. Yeah. It's a very long warm-up and a long day. I didn't enjoy a long warm-up. Well, I think we saw that as well. I mean, as you mentioned, 2 hours before teams come. But let's listen now to Coach Martignano.
If you cannot, don't pass to her. Make a real screen, ¿vale? And Sam, screen for Demi, ¿vale? See? You get it? Yeah. Don't receive it. Just screen so we can go. Make it long. Oh, chicas, there you go. It's okay, it's okay. Let's go.
Well, basketball fans watching, use that QR code and download the official FIBA EuroBasket app on your smartphone, tablet, or Android. Get all the best news, highlights, and content that matter to you most. Download the app today. Oh, do you have the app? I think you said you did, yeah.
Yeah, of course I do. How do you think I get ready for these games and get my stats?
Of course, yeah, the preparation's key in that app. But as mentioned, you can follow all your best teams and players. Exclusively get it personalized for you. The FIBA EuroBasket app. Download it today. Well, Ashby is going to be the only difference. Henderson won't return to the starting 5 here in the second half. Elderbrink in the backcourt again, so a very much unchanged starting 5 for Sweden. Lucas, the only player in double figures. Welcome back, everybody. Live here in Hamburg, Germany. Second half of the 2025 FIBA Women's EuroBasket. Sweden versus Great Britain. Lucas now attacking early, goes in and finally gives Sweden the lead.
Really good job. Put her head down. I like that play from Sweden. Little misdirection.
As Beckford Norton did really begin everything with those 2 early three-pointers in the first half. Wilkinson flashes high, 17 feet, nails it, nothing but net.
Yeah, that's solid for her. Well, she's really improved her game over the years. Just worked on that mid-ranger.
Well, Sweden had a phenomenal fourth quarter against Germany. Both teams just couldn't stop scoring, and it did become quite the cookout. Well, what a rejection, but they've pulled a foul on Ashby.
That's a tough call. I felt, Ashby, I need to see that replay. That's a good job from Ashby either way. Let's have a look. It kind of hits that offhand. Let's look in slow-mo.
Oh, yeah, okay, now you can see from that angle, so okay.
But it's tough in, coach doesn't like it.
Of course, from that final replay, you can clearly see the contact was made with the hand, but I still think that's a magnificent block, even though it is a foul definitively.
Yeah, for her to come over.
Well, Halverson has done a magnificent job in this game. Not getting into foul trouble early. She was big in the fourth quarter for Sweden, getting 6 of their early points. Now giving them a 2-point lead. Beckford Norton playing primary point guard here at the moment for Great Britain. Winterburn. Now we're on the 10 here on the shot clock. Beckford Norton's made 2 threes, goes for a third one. That's way off the mark. Like she just hesitated a slight second when she took that one.
Yeah. Just got to keep going. You know, the first one she missed in the first quarter and then shot the second right after. They got, sorry.
Oh, saying Sweden going to extend their lead, yeah.
Exactly what I was going to say.
Elderbrink trails the screen. Lucas. Elderbrink can't give him a 5-point lead. The 3 is up, and it's good from downtown.
Listen, Elderbrink, outstanding. She's the Swedish all-time top scorer. And that's the reason why.
5-point lead currently here to Sweden. Great Britain. Only stunned since the second quarter. Nice penetration by Winterburn. That's what they need is now. She has 10 points. Again, going with this high pick and roll. Elderbrink trying to go back door. Beckford Norton trying to stay with her. But too strong on the pass, and Fontaine Azania, she was wide open.
Yeah. Right idea, just poor execution. Here's the baseline drive from Holly Winterburn. Tough. It's unfortunate for Elderbrink because, like you said, Fontaine, wide open.
This enables Great Britain to have the opportunity to try and cut it down to 1. Maybe level things up if they can hit the 5th three-pointer. Ashby, there you go, 3 is up, and she does just that. We're all tied.
That's a quick trigger for Ashby.
Elderbrink's got the duty of guarding, Ashby's got the duty of guarding Elderbrink. Beckford Norton trying to contain Lucas. Lucas now goes baseline. Wilkinson just takes a deflection, so Sweden will retain this with 4.5.
Got enough time here, Sweden. Great Britain go back into the zone.
Well, good hands coming up with it. We got a stumble in midcourt. Finds Beckford Norton. She was wide open, didn't realize it. Ashby, another 3 in the corner. Charisse Beckford Norton wasn't aware that the runway was clear.
Yeah, just had to reverse layup there.
Now Sweden can regain the lead. Halverson wants to seal off. Demanding the ball in the paint. Got it by Winterburn. Did Winterburn need to reach because Fab Bentley was coming over the double?
Is that Holly's third? No, it's her second foul. So she can afford that.
Baseline possession coming up for Sweden. 6:45 to go here in the third quarter. Both teams want to get a win tonight. Elderbrink finds Valdick, wide open, 3, got it! Huge 3.
Massive, a lefty, lets it go.
Winterburn now. Being switched. Got it by Fontaine. Trying to no-look dive, but it's intercepted.
Good defense from Sweden.
Patiently trying to build something here in the half court. Lucas finds Elderbrink. Another ball screen. A continuation in every offense. There's a step back, there's a mid-range, and Sweden's leading scorer, maybe the greatest of all time.
No, she is the greatest of all time.
So no maybe.
Yeah, she's a GOAT for sure. There's Temi. It's tangled up.
Well, Van Bentley felt she was impeded. Let's have a...
No, this
well,
is
here
the
we go.
quick. This is the three-pointer, set her feet.
Not only a block master, is she?
Yeah. Here's Elderbrink. Mid-range. So Sweden, a nice little momentum swing here. Just controlling the tempo.
She'll be trying to be aggressive with Lucas. Taking her as best she can at the moment. Good job. Bounty made a last three. Left uncontested. 5-point lead currently to Sweden. It's all changed the momentum since the second quarter. Now Winterburn finds Ashby. Goes for another one. Can't get it. A rebound by Valding. Can only hope to contain Lucas at the moment. But Ashby's done a good job so far. Can she hold on for 4 seconds? There's the penetration. There's a kick out. Nyström. Gotta get it off in time. That is going to be a 24-second violation. Good defense by Great Britain.
Really lovely job. Multiple rotations. This Sheridan Green has just been tough down low. I just think the rotations could be a little bit better for Great Britain, getting in Green sooner.
That's a good point, probably, just to give them a little bit more versatility inside the paint.
Yeah. And also, obviously, they're paying so much attention onto Temi.
Green, quick passing, but a little too fast. Another turnover for Great Britain. Sweden want to capitalize. Lucas left wide open. Now she penetrates, pulls up, and again, it's just too easy. And Clara Lucas, right now, taking this game over as Great Britain called timeout.
I really love that for her because nobody, the defense, lost her, and she goes right to that mid-ranger. You've got to find her quickly. Not only does she have that speed to get downhill, but you've got to slow the ball. You've got to stop the ball. And she's doing a lovely job also. This team is a real energizer, you know, when she hits plays like that. Her and Elderbrink are a big force. So timeout hit.
Vale. I need... No. Bien, we don't do 41 now, okay? But please, now, whenever it's last second, we need to switch it hard. Next situation defensively with number 7, we're going into red, hard. Hard red. It doesn't matter. 2 times that you can do it. Red. Red. Heads. Everybody ready to go over esto. We need to be a little bit more aggressive. Be ready for whenever FIBA is back, but we will play 41. Let's go. Let's go. Ready?
Well, the timeout was called by Great Britain. Here was the quick thinking by Clara Lucas. And that off the dribble jump shot. I mean, she gets it off so quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, and maybe that, you know, short warm-up that Great Britain barely had. Go ahead and scan the QR code to keep up to date with the courtside 1891. Maybe that also is a factor. You know, they didn't come out here until, what was it, 90 seconds, where Sweden got their legs going. And Sweden have already hit as many threes in this 5 minutes of the third quarter in the entire first. So in rhythm.
Well, Henderson coming up the screen. Foul has been given, so 2 free throws will be coming up for Holly Winterburn. A bit of a protest, I think, there from the Swedish fans, but
Swedish fans booing.
Have a look at the replay. The jury's out on that one. But Holly Winsman unable to make the first free throw. She can cut it down to a 6-point deficit with 4:22 to go here in the third quarter. Miss them both. Meg Bentley battles to the offensive rebound. Great Britain get another chance. High screen coming. Now using another one. Bentley at the moment struggling here against Vadling. Good defense.
Well, the thing is, Sweden know where it wants to go. I think maybe swing it to the wing and then go inside to Meg Bentley.
Just pick a pop with Trigger. Now finds Ash. She'll fire a three, and now giving them for the first time a double-digit lead.
Really lovely job from Sweden, moving the ball, making Great Britain have to guard multiple motions.
10-point deficit. Henderson pump fakes. Now penetrates, goes in, and much better play by Great Britain.
I like Henderson's game, really fearless, drives there, gets that lovely touch.
Extra points from anyone other than the big three just relieves that pressure off of them. Other players need to step in and step up. And now Sweden, at the moment, want to keep on firing ahead. Lucas splits the defense. Tries to fake the pass, finds Vadling.
It's unfortunate.
Bentley in transition, bit of contact, no foul call, but she finishes, but doesn't protest either.
That might be their first transition quick bucket in some time. Great Britain, a few more of those.
It's a 4-0 run, and they build on it. We will go for another three, and another three-point foul attempt given. And this time the Great Britain fans protest, so 3 free throws coming up for Sweden.
Well, that's happened twice today, where Nystrom, excuse me, shoots the three, and Great Britain have been undisciplined and fouled her, and she goes back to the free throw line. This will be her 4th and 5th attempt. Well, 6th, isn't it? Free throws. Simple max, Azania.
It's just, boy, they've given 2 away of those at the same time in the same game, but great chance of Sweden. She fouled on that 4-0 run. Great Britain was starting to build themselves into this one, start to really feel themselves. And I still would be curious to know why they spent a lot longer time having a team talk at halftime and didn't come out for a warm-up.
Well, and also Sweden, they're going to keep playing, right? They're going to get to what works for them, move the ball, multiple actions, tough defense.
Back Bentley on the perimeter. Green going for a post-up. The foul is going to be called against Fontaine.
That's good work there from Sheradine Green. They didn't find her on the initial, but she didn't give up on her post-up. That's the 2nd team foul for Sweden.
Well, Nystrom's going to go to the bench. Elderbrink coming back into the lineup. Henderson getting a handout. Pass there for Winterbutt. Now she'll still go for the 3. Well, abracadabra.
Magic indeed.
I think everybody was waiting for the rebound to come down, but that basketball was obeying the laws of gravity. Good defense by Winterbutt. And they leave Elderbrink. They don't come out for the hedge and switch. They get away with that one. But a foul will be called now. Azania.
Yeah.
That defense on the ball screen. They took a gamble because Reed does the right thing. She hedges. Well, here we go. There's the magic, and then abracadabra. Magic Johnson. How many times has that happened to you in your career?
I didn't shoot any threes, so.
Oh, come on. I've seen you take a few.
No, I only shot 5 in my last season just for fun.
That's probably when I saw them.
Yeah, I didn't shoot any threes. I stayed in my lane. If I was shooting threes, just who's rebounding?
That's a good point. Very good point. But going back to the ball screen defense.
Yeah.
I love what Sheradine Green does. She comes out for the quick hedge, and then she leaves quickly. Yeah. And then Elderbrink, I mean, what do you do in that scenario? Do you stay with it? Do you switch?
You have to. It's an emergency switch, and you've got to be direct and firm with your talking and your communication. You know, she's hedged out, but Holly Winterburn gets stuck on the screen. You've got to stay with the ball. The ball is the most important thing, right? Without it, you can't score.
Well, a foul is going to be called against Jörn. And that's going to be the third team foul against Sweden. 1:55 to go. They still lead by 8 points. Sideline ball coming up for Great Britain. Winterburn wants to go for a post-up. Has the size advantage. For a tough fadeaway. Ball goes out of bounds. Sweden will get it back. Tough one there indeed, but I think they are going to call for head coach challenge called by Montagnana. So the referees will go to the monitor while the players will go to the bench. So we'll go down and hear what the officials have to say, but also get a good look at the replays as well to find out if a change needs to happen. Let's see what happens.
Slowly front. Okay, now it's yellow, 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 blue, and yellow. Okay, go front. Okay, can you check? Yes, corner right. So we have yellow. Okay, from here you cannot see. So, basket left, yes, perfect. Okay, now slowly, yellow, yellow. Go back, frame back. Okay, what you see? It's yellow. Now go from, yellow, 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 go. Okay.
So yellow?
This angle, I didn't see that the blue player touched the ball.
Okay, for me also yellow play the last.
Yellow play there, so we have blue ball from the baseline. Yeah, and let's check the clock. Go to the main camera, please. Okay. So we have, after the rebound, blue ball and 14 seconds on the shot. Thank you so much. After the review, we confirm the ruling on the floor is over. 10, blue ball.
Well, a decision has indeed been made. We'll find out, is it a successful head coach? Yep, indeed. Great Britain will retain it on the baseline with a fresh 14 on the shot clock.
Well, that's what's great added to this game, the coach's challenge. Hopefully it turns like tennis, Josh, where if you win your challenge, you get to keep it, but it's one and done, and a good, successful challenge for Great Britain.
Great Britain still down by 8 points. Green had another seal-off. They don't get the ball to her. Winterburn. They try to save it. They keep it in bounds. Puts up a prayer, and that's not going to go, but again, Azania, Sheridan Green had the post up.
Missed that yet again. Anna Robb, it's like they're afraid to pass it to her or something.
An alley switch. Elderbrink kicks out. Fontaine, 1-3. Can't get this one. Great Britain want to run here. Well, gets rejected. Again, this time they find Green. Same question, I'll ask it again. Give the ball in the paint to this lady. She is unstoppable.
Listen, your strength here for Great Britain is your post players. In Green, in Temi Fagbenle, the ball's got to go inside. Everything has been working for them, and positive things have come from touches.
Good hands on defense. But Sweden will get it back. 7 left on the shot clock. Well, Hannah Jump has 2 points. They're just disrupting Sweden's offense. Sweden's going to have to be very clinical. Fontaine. Oh, another good block here, and Great Britain comes up with it. Fagbenle runs. Winterburn now using the ball screen from Sheridan Green. Finds Hannah Jump. There's a kick out. There's a 3. It's up. Sheridan Green gets the offensive board, but they're going to call an offensive foul.
I would like to re-see that one. It's 2 shots now because Great Britain are over the limit. And they've done well because they've been at that limit for quite some time.
Not sure if it's the player that she was being boxed out by, if it was another player, but unfortunately the foul does mean, as you mentioned, Ek will go to the free throw line here for Sweden. Not She has that 1 3-pointer so far this evening. She gets the first one to rattle in.
How long you leave those ladies on the bench for. Starters on with the bench who have done a solid job, to be fair. Maybe give their starters that little extra rest before we go into the fourth.
Almost 3 seconds difference between game and shot clock. Trying to go to jump. Now she'll go for another 3. Can't get it. Rob comes up with it.
Had more time. She thought the clock was running down.
Now Sweden. There's another foul, so it'll be another trip to the free throw line, this time for Frida Elderbrink. This is where Sweden really has hurt Great Britain so far. 20 free throws attempted, and they've converted 16 of them.
Yeah. Here's Elderbrink. Rob just gets her hands in there.
Well, Eastern looks like she's going to sub back into the game. This might be a provision. I'm not sure if it's a provisional. Yeah, provisional substitution. Kersey Brown also subbing back in for Great Britain. Elderbrink makes the first one.
Well, like you said, these free throws have been golden for Sweden. Wins games. He knocks them both down.
Second player for Sweden to get into double figures. She'll check out for this final 2.3. Interestingly, Holly Winsburn's inbounded this. She's the player more likely to get a final shot. Jump, gets it off in time, and it won't count. And that is the end of the third quarter. Sweden in quest since the qualifiers to have a third consecutive victory against Great Britain as they lead 57-47.
Well, great third quarter from Sweden. Outscored GB by 10 points. They scored 26 points. That's their highest quarter so far. There's their percentages. 50% from the 2-point strike. Lovely number. Getting to the free throw, you said that, Josh. 82%. That's a big hit. 18 points from the free throw line. That is the game where they've been aggressive, put the pressure on the referees, and got to the line.
And you compare the free throw stats with Great Britain, who've only attempted 9 so far this evening. I mean, we saw this though with Sweden yesterday when they tried to claw their way into the game at the beginning. It was free throw shooting. They did a good job of getting fouled, but right now for Great Britain, the key thing we both said it, you've got to get the ball in the paints.
Yeah, I think that's where they, are massive positive and their strength to find Sheridan Green, to find Temi, and they've missed Green multiple times. And like we said, every time she's touched the ball, it's been great. Lundqvist, though, on the other hand, had a nice break in that third quarter, and no doubt has got her rest because she's about to be running up and down and getting herself back to the rim. No doubt that was a lovely full-court pass from Holly Winsburn.
And going back to Lucas, knowing the pace and the speed that she plays at, the energy levels you've got to require to contain her, that is probably perfect for Sweden. You get a little bit of respite. But again, this might be the shot of the game from Holly Winsburn, because we were all wondering who's going to come up with the rebound, defensive, offensive, but no. The basketball was simply defiant to go in, but look at the block here by Jörn. And a jump, as I said already, 4 3-pointers in the second game of the qualifiers against Sweden. But download Courtside 1891. Use that QR code. Welcome to the world of international basketball, where you get all the best streams, schedules, and scores. Courtside 1891. Download it today. Well, Winterburn does have 13 points tonight. As you said, Azenia, coming off the back of that surgery, still playing at the level she is. It shows you what an elite player she is. Very much an unchanged vibe to finish the third quarter. Winterburn now finds Fag Bentley. Triple team comes. Round in the paint, gets rejected. GB keep it alive. Final seconds, they've got to shoot it though. Winterburn's made one logo shot. Not able to get that one.
Good defense from Sweden. 3 players swarm Temi, Fag Bentley.
Matchup battling top of the paint. Final seconds. Goes out of bounds, but they will get it back with 4.3. Ashby's going to come back in the game for Robin. One thing they could probably use from her is definitely some more three-pointers. She's made one tonight so far.
Yeah, three-point shooting, but also is strong at driving and getting into the paint.
Finally, no time left. Finds Halverson. Has to put it up. The three is up. No good. Ashby right off the bench, left uncontested. Good look for her. Sweden just wanted a little bit more. They're just a little bit more hungry, as Ania.
They do such a good job on the glass.
Roll offense again from Sweden, but nothing coming of it yet. Lucas goes back door, loses control, goes in, and now makes it a 12-point lead, and she'll be going to the charity stripe for a three-point play.
Honestly, incredible. She's kind of laughing at herself because the ball comes back into her hands, but just finds a way, honestly. And like, there's the double fist pump. She is the energy. And Sweden love the momentum plays. You can just feel it. And where Great Britain have struggled in the qualifiers and their warm-up games is when they do get down, can they bounce back? Can they keep chipping away? Basketball is about momentum plays, you know, shifts of energy. And I don't know if this team can handle those big waves where they're able to say, okay, huddle together, let's go. Where Sweden love this style. We saw them yesterday play to the very last second.
I'll tell you what I like about that play as well, the experience of Halverson sealing off in a very legal play there that enabled a wide open layup for Lucas. Nice dish off here by Winterburn. It's a good look from Temi Fag-Bentley, but didn't get the right angle on it. Now Lucas plays quickly. Bentley was wide open. But they're not in any mood to rush anything. Held a break. Patient passing here from Sweden, but now 6 seconds left. Lucas, uncontested three. Big offensive rebound. That is going to be foul number 3 against Holly Winterburn.
That's a good job from Sweden, crashing the boards. Great Britain was just a split second off their rotations, and they just kept moving the ball, and then that big rebound by Nyström.
It's only the 4th offensive rebound of the game for Sweden, interesting enough, but they've done a magnificent job of, on their other end, they have 26 defensive boards. Another bring goes baseline, another foul's gonna be called.
One's on the floor, so shot clock will be reset to 14.
Still plenty of time, 7:52 to go here for Great Britain, only down by 13, but everything has got to be calculated on both ends. Nyström, again, another wide open three, now makes it a 16-point ball game. And Coach Montagnana cannot believe how many wide open looks Sweden have been afforded from the three-point line.
And a nod of the head, and she knows an out-of-bounds three. Great energy from Sweden. Kept moving, found the open man, and just knocked it down. Sweden have just, you know, put their foot on the pedal and haven't looked back.
Just a question I'm going to ask you, Zania. How frustrated would you be as a coach? Because that's not the first or second time we've seen here in the second half. A wide, uncontested three-point shot for Sweden.
Well, I missed what they were in, because usually out-of-bounds plays, they've been in zone, so I just missed that, what they were in if they lost their rotations here. It's this Holly Winterburn.
The energy tracker.
Okay.
We had this at the Basketball World Cup 2 years ago. Well,
it's a big moment here. 7 minutes and 48 seconds is a long time, but you've got to slow down. Okay, yeah, so she was just wide open. Ashby lost her on the rotation there. And how could you lose her? Because, I mean, she's shot too and been fouled. So good job from Nyström.
It's obviously communication, knowing where you need to be. But, you know, we must give a shout out to FIBA, of course, hosting the 2025 FIBA Women's EuroBasket, one of the venues here in Germany. We're live at the Insel Park Arena in the north of this beautiful coastal town. And I must say at the moment, what a magnificent atmosphere tonight. 3,164 spectators.
Yeah, and this is for the first game.
I love the effort and the hustle there by Vadling.
Oh, she's tough, isn't she?
Yeah.
Her job is to make Winterburn's life hell, and that's what she's doing. But yeah, for the fans here, obviously they're getting ready for the Germany-Spain game after this. But they've come here and you know, supported this first game in this group. And remember, Germany is hosting the World Cup next year. So great things are happening in this country.
Well, just trying to sort out a wet spot on the floor where Vadling, you know, trying to make that extra effort. I'd say also Holly Winterburn did a good job there to prevent the turnover, but with 7:46 to go, down by 16, you said it during the timeout, this is a monumental moment now for Great Britain.
They just go one play at a time. Don't get overwhelmed by the 16. One play, score, and a stop.
Edison now finds Holly Winterburn. Back Bentley. She tried 1-3 tonight and finally gets one. Could that be the moment?
Back Bentley doesn't shoot many threes, but has that range in her arsenal.
Well, Sweden's offense has been terrific. It's been patient, it's been calculated, it's been meticulous. Can it maintain for 7 more minutes? Elderbrink, nice dive, wide open look, finding Halverson and putting it back to 15.
I think you said a great point there, Josh. Patience. They know a big hedge is coming from the post players for Great Britain.
Nice take by Winterburn, goes in, a lot of contact. She's got 15 tonight.
Just going back to their offense in Sweden, they know the big hedge is coming from the post player, and if they just get past that, they'll find the big post underneath, which they did that last possession.
Well, the stack screen Spanish pick and roll been executed. Halverson popped out. Elderbrink still's got it. Kicks out, wide open 3. Ashby able to secure it. Great Britain want to run. A foul is going to be called against Lundqvist, and that is going to only be the second team foul against Sweden with 6:25 to go. Oh. It's clear what their intentions are, but that's a third personal foul. Then it's about hanging on. You mentioned it, Zania, for both teams. Possession by possession here. Ashby finds Green. And Winterburn trying to find a gap, but time is winding down. Has to put up a tough 3. Winston tries to battle, but Halverson secures the rebound. That's the quick roll by Halverson. Lucas kicks out. One more pass. Eck in the corner. She made 1-3. It's another, well, make that the 5th offensive board. Eck goes baseline.
Good ball movement here.
Another break, big 3. Great Britain happy to let that one go out of bounds and maybe just catch a breath or 2.
Unfortunate for Sweden, really nice team basketball. Didn't knock it down, but swinging the ball, multiple players touching it.
We're gonna score here because we're almost near the halfway mark. But Sweden's got to hold on defensively. This is take by Winterburn and a nice move. She's got 17 tonight.
Yeah, pretty crossover. Gets to that floater.
One's actually coming. Lucas kicks out. Fontaine, she's 1 for 5, 2 for 6.
Big hit from Fontaine. Lundqvist does a good job. She drives, she sucks in the defense. So you've got a wide open Fontaine on the 3-point line.
She's actually 3 for 6 in the field tonight, but that is her second 3-pointer. It's a crazy turnover for Great Britain. Like the kick out. Fontaine, cash money in the corner. Big time 3. Now, Zane, you kind of feel Sweden are going to wear the game down with under 5 minutes.
Yeah, time is their friend.
Ashby does a good job contesting the pass, but it will remain Sweden ball. Both teams getting ready to make a change as both teams' number 2s will be coming in. Ellen Gustafsson will return. She's only played 9 minutes so far this evening. For Great Britain, it will be Hannah Jump. Only 2 points. She's 1 for 7 from the field tonight. Lucas now. Cross-court pass. Eck gotta surely take this one. And an offensive foul is going to be called, an illegal screen against Gustafsson. A little wasted opportunity there for Sweden. There's a replay of it. She's leaning in there.
Tough call.
Winterburn. Bit of contact, one-legged fadeaway, and still gets it to drop. 19.
She's asking for the foul. A lot of contact on that, but gets the soft touch.
12 points the margin. Can Sweden hang on? And Great Britain make a comeback. Eldebrink. Forcing the Great Britain switch on defense. Another deep 3 goes flying. But Gustafsson gets the better of it, and she will go to the free throw line. Great work.
Wonderful work. Just had Holly Winterburn stuck under the hoop here, where she just keeps moving. She'll go to the free throw line. This is the bump and the soft touch.
It's been a terrific game for Holly Winterburn, but unfortunately, they find themselves down by 14 with 3:58 to go here in the 4th and final quarter.
4th foul, so it can't afford anymore, and it puts Great Britain over the limit.
Unable to hit the second free throw. Great Britain have got to be precise. Every offense has got to count at this point. Finds Ashby. Back Bentley. Got it by Vadley. Goes in, too strong, can't get it. Great Britain looking down the barrel, potentially a 3rd defeat in a row against Sweden, unless they can make something happen. Still 3:30 to go, though. Britain will fire for 3. She's got 19 points. Nothing dropping here at the moment. Sweden want to run quickly. Badly, nice pass, finds Gustafsson, but unable to finish.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Did all the hard work.
Ashby goes in, and what a block by Lucas. What a rejection.
Get out of here. Wow, good timing. Ashby gets stuck, turning in the air.
Great Britain really defensively trying to prevent anything as time is winding down. Eldebrink hesitates. Good hands by Fag Bentley. Good defense. They've got to score. They've got to find some momentum in these final 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Pittsburgh kicks out. Jump. Hasn't made a 3 tonight and still can't get it.
The offense kind of drying up. 7 from 30 for Great Britain from the 3-point strike this evening.
Definitely sense the physical fatigue has settled in, but over 2 minutes. And there's the 5th and final foul against Holly Winterburn.
Yeah, she's going to have to come out. But, you know, a lot of minutes have been played. Frida Eldebrink's played just over 31 minutes. Lundqvist 32 minutes, and she played 38 last night. Here's the block shot, though. Not giving up on it. Ashby gets stuck, turning, shoots it with the wrong hand, so it's easy for her to block the shot. Man, she's tough.
I mean, Ashby's done the right thing there. She's trying to go in and initiate contact, but the elite level of Clara Lundqvist, she lures her in so there's not contact and just jumps at the right time. And it's a tough one, it is, but you know, it's good defense. It was, well, good offense, but better defense, I'd say.
And you know, this is Lundqvist's 3rd EuroBasket now. She's been a part of this Swedish team for a very long time, knows her role. She knows that she has to be efficient. She knows she's got to be not only strong on the offensive side, she's playing great defense. She's playing on both ends. Holly Winterburn fouls out. with those 5 fouls. She finishes with 19 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists. So her evening comes to an end with 2 minutes 10 on the clock.
Well, if Sweden hang on for the victory, and if that is, because we still have 2:10 to go, it's only a 13-point ball game. It would just give them a chance. Remember, the 2 top teams in this group would go on to the next round. Spain will take on Germany later, in which if Germany lose that game, that would mean Spain would go top, vice versa, of course. But
and that's why points are so important, right? They're 13 right now on Great Britain, and they managed to chip it away against Germany. They were down 18, but finished on at 13. So if this comes down to points, it's so important. If you're winning, you want to win by as many as you can, and if you're losing, like last night, Sweden played until the absolute last second of the game and managed to get that lead down to 13.
we just highlighted that Clara Lucas has a double-double of 18 points and 11 rebounds. She actually has 2 minutes and 10 seconds to get 4 more assists, which would see her get a triple-double. I don't think she's concerned about that, though, at the moment.
Well, solid from the all-time scorer, Frida Eldebrink. Just been an absolute class act for Sweden. Her 8th EuroBasket at 37 years old goes to the bench. Great game for her today.
Mike Bentley trying to go for a post-up. There's a kick out. Ashby going for another 3. That cuts it down. Under 2 minutes.
And that's what I like better from Great Britain. Get the ball inside, then kick it out.
Don't need to rush anything. Remember, they are in the penalty. Lucas kicks out. Fontaine, corner 3. You got to go quickly now. No time to waste. Seal off there by Sheridan Green. The foul has been called. That's the 4th and final team foul against Sweden here in the 4th quarter.
Lucas uses her fouls so well and intelligently. Her IQ is just top-notch. Understanding that she has the mismatch with Green and decides to foul. She knows that it's not a team foul yet. So actually, here comes Eldebrink back into the game. I thought that was going to be enough for her, but coach puts her back in.
Well, Fontaine became the 4th player in double figures for Sweden after converting that last 3-pointer. Edison down the middle. Tries a pump fake, step through, goes in. Now cutting it down to 10, but 83 seconds left.
Sweden needs to use the full shot clock. Whoa.
Well, Eldebrink. They've got away with an elbow, but Eastrom in the pace. Lucas curls, goes in, too strong. Great Britain must be quick. Trying to get a 3 if you can. Back Bentley, that's a tough one. There's a kick out. Jump, quick pull up. Now cutting it down to 8. And a timeout is going to be called by Sweden. That's a 7-0 run from Great Britain.
Incredible from Great Britain. It's tenacity there to just keep going. Sweden taking their foot off the gas there, maybe just relaxing a bit too much, hence why he's put Eldebrink back into the game. But good timeout here from coach. Kill the momentum for Great Britain. But good job. Great Britain doing a good job rebounding and going quickly, yeah.
Now imagine they're going to probably advance the ball, right?
Well, time is their friend, so it'll be interesting if they do or not. Do you want to kill the full 24 seconds or it goes down to 14? So this is why I'm not a coach. This is why I like these moments.
Well, it's good to get your opinion on this because, you know, I'm more of a spectator, whereas you were a former professional, former Olympian player.
Yeah. That rule wasn't in when I was playing.
True, yeah. But would it be wise to advance the ball? Because they don't have any fouls to give, and they're going to try to trap you by inbounding. So what would be your case scenario for Sweden right now?
Okay, that makes sense. And try and get to the free throw line. I would go the full court and kind of kill the clock. But why not advance?
Well, they're going to go with your plan,
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, check out the energy tracker. Eldebrink and Lucas. I mean, that's no surprise, is it?
a lot of minutes. They're going to need an ice bath and a nice massage this evening.
Well, are Great Britain going to trap as soon as the ball's in? No, going to play it straight.
They're trying to, which is too quick.
Oh. Well, it goes out of bounds, but Sweden will get this one back.
Great Britain doesn't have a challenge.
52.3 left here in the fourth quarter. They get it inbound. Great Britain don't want to foul here. Alverson, mismatch, got it by Ashby. Spinning baseline. Wow.
Lovely.
Beautifully executed. Finally cutting down the weak side.
Really lovely job. The double team came over.
Ashby pulls up for a quick three. Now it's a 7-point ball game. Well, it's a 10-2 run. Still no traffic going here. 14 seconds difference between game and shot clock. There's the foul, so Lucas will go to the free throw line.
That's her fifth.
That's another question I got. You made a three. Don't you want to get up right away, trap in the full court, and force him into a bad pass?
Yeah.
Well, here was a good cut by Vadling. Of course, Sheridan Green, she had to stay on the perimeter because it would have left Otterbrink wide open on the perimeter.
Fouled out. So they brought in Katie Janaszewska. First minutes here of EuroBasket. So knocked down. It will add to her incredible evening of 20 points.
9-point deficit. Britain made an inspiring run, but it just seems like it's too little too late. Ashby penetrates, good hands. And there's a turnover. It looks like Sweden, for the third time in a row, as they just turned it over, may just pick up yet again another victory against Great Britain.
And there's her double-double, 20 points and 11 rebounds. Just an outstanding evening with 6 assists as well. And 1 steal, but it's just been all over. And that 1 block too. Can't forget that. Last possession here for Great Britain.
Well, unfortunately for Great Britain, it does mean another defeat as Ashby will go for a final 3. That's not going to go. Sweden will indeed pick up their first win of the 2025 FIBA Women's EuroBasket. And it's their 3rd win in a row since the qualifiers against Great Britain. A magnificent game by Elderbrink as well as Clara Lundqvist. And I think Zane, it's fair to say they were just simply the big difference in this game.
Yeah, from that 3rd quarter, just came out doing a wonderful job, winning that 3rd quarter by 10, and then this one, Great Britain did win this quarter here, but just stuck with it, stuck with their game plan. Their big hitters turned up and showed out. Lundqvist with that 20 points, Elderbrink with 13, and Fontaine with 10. She's a big X factor for them, where you know exactly what you're going to get. Disappointing for Great Britain as they had a good first half. Haven't managed to put 2 consecutive halves together yet in this EuroBasket, which is important.
And what this victory does mean for Sweden, it gives them an opportunity. Yes, it'll be a tough opponent when they go up against Spain, but at least they know they have another chance. The next game coming up will be a big one, of course. But for Great Britain, you know, as you mentioned, phenomenal first quarter, leading by 8 points at most. But unfortunately, that 2nd quarter is where it all just went downhill in the comeback. Inspiring yet again, but Azania, right to say it was too little too late at that point.
Yeah, and their biggest lead was 16, and that's the thing. Sweden are a team where they can get lovely momentum. They just get 1 little score, 1 little stop, and then they just keep feeding off that energy. So wonderful job from Sweden. I thought they were outstanding today. And also just kind of from yesterday, right? They were disappointed in moments, but they learned from that 2nd half where they gave a last push, cut that lead down to 13 instead of 18, giving themselves a chance. Now a day off for these 2 teams, well deserved. This is a lot of basketball and a lot of minutes. Here's the stats. The rebounding game even, so is the assists. This young lady here, 20 points for her. just around that average of 22.
I think if you look at the stats there, field goals from within inside the three-point line, from the perimeter, the rebounds as well. The one disparity in this game was the free throw. And as I said against Germany, Sweden are just so ruthless, so relentless, so determined to always get to the charity stripe.
Yeah, 29 free throws this evening, 24 from 29. Here are the fourth quarter best plays, and Sweden just did a little bit of everything. A nice little and one from her, you know, lady of the game. Just outstanding basketball, but just stuck with it, you know, hit big plays, got big stops, was able to withstand Great Britain's last push there at the end, but good win and bounce back in less than 24 hours.
They had the momentum, but this Q3 by Natalie Fontaine was the good night curtains, because when the comeback was coming, that kindly just silenced it. It just made it an extra few steps on the mountain. But Great Britain, they'll have one final game. They'll go up against Germany, and Sweden, knowing that this win does give them another opportunity to try and finish at the very least, in the top two of this group. But Lucas, the way she's been playing the first two games, I wouldn't be surprised if she made it into the All-Tournament 5. Right
now, put her in there, Josh, because she's been consistent, and that's what it is. She's high in efficiency, does a bit of everything for her team, is happy to dive on the floor, you know, sacrifice her body. So, yeah, again, another 20 piece for her. She had 17 yesterday and 20 today, and averages that 22, so definitely somebody to keep an eye on.
Well, we'll take a look at the standings very shortly. Sweden, just because they played the extra game as well as Great Britain, will temporarily take top of Group D. But remember, the final game of the day coming up. Spain will go up against the host, which is going to be a battle of the Titans. So join us as we'll be back very shortly for that matchup.